welcome, listeners. This is the first episode of the Commented Out podcast. I'm Addy.
Max.
I'm Veronica.
Hey, we're so glad you guys are here, live listeners, and for those listening on YouTube, thank you. We appreciate the support. Um, so I guess we'll start with some introductions so you can get to know us a little better. Max, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm a first year computer science student at Carleton, um, and I kind of just wanted to start this podcast with you guys because I thought it'd be fun, um, just to have something to do in the pastime, and especially during COVID, I feel like it's super um, important to find things to do. Um, and I also just want to communicate how I'm feeling as like a student during the pandemic. And I thought that a podcast would be a fun thing to do, especially because I listen to podcasts all the time.
Good,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
so
for
many.
sure. So how about you, Veronica? Introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm Veronica, and I am a game dev student in the CS program, and I might even switch out, but we don't know that yet. And that actually goes into like some of the we're going to discuss today. Why did we even choose Carleton? If you didn't know, we all went to Carleton University, and one of the things that I found was really attractive was the super nice campus, the money they offered. Um, we do have a co-op program, okay? It's not too bad. So if you're
Mhm.
interested, try. And also, I don't know if you guys went on Reddit, but I definitely went on Reddit when I was looking at like schools that I really liked. And something that
Yeah.
really caught my eye
Yeah,
was
yeah, for sure.
um when someone said like the vibe here is like smart, passionate, but also chill and super friendly.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, all right. Thanks. Nice. All right. I'll introduce myself. I'm Addy. I'm also well, technically a second year student at Carleton. I've completed the CS diploma before this. I chose Carleton because I did a lot of research on which university to choose, but I kind of already knew that I'm going to choose Carleton just because of the like Veronica said, the friendly vibe that I've heard that people have here, and also that um the teachers and the faculty and everyone is like super friendly, which in my experience till now is the case. I'm kind of hoping that will stay the case until I leave, but we'll see. And why did I choose CS? It's something that I've always been interested in ever since I'm like a kid. I used to like play around with the files on my computer, and I'm pretty sure I like corrupted my operating system at some point. But yeah, so that's super cool. And that's why like I was like, okay, I'm definitely doing a career with computers. And like why I decided to do the podcast with Veronica and Max is because I always wanted to do a podcast, and I always think it's like super fun to like have discussions about like various topics. And like even when I was in high school, I used to be part of this school radio program, and I really loved it. So I was like, this is definitely something I want to pursue.
Yeah. And also something like for like our podcast specifically, like me, Max, and Addie, we're all kind of like a little different, you know? Like Addie came from like this super cool like school, right? And like you already have like I don't know, you're talking to me about it like 2 years, or you just mentioned 2 years of like experience, and then I was like when I failed one of my or no, I just passed out of fifth year, right, guys?
Super
I was like, Addie, what should I do? Should I like go somewhere else? And then you're telling me about this thing. You're showing me your projects and how it's more like practical based, right? And I feel like not a lot of schools talk about like that option, or at least
for
my school,
sure.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wait, I would have totally loved doing that and then coming here afterwards, right? But I wasn't given the opportunity. I was definitely planning on doing it, but then of course I like did a lot more research. I know I didn't tell you this, Addie, but I did do a lot more research, right? And
Nice.
like everything's online anyways, right? But I also kind of want like um if I'm working like with projects, because you said like there are some big projects, I
Yeah.
like it if I knew them more, because I feel like we kind of struck gold with like how we found our friend group because our class was so small. I don't think that would have been like what it would have been
Hmm.
at like CJAP.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, for those who are wondering, I before this I wanted to CEGEP. That's something like a schooling system kind of with Quebec, and I had a 3-year program for CS, and like it's super cool because it's like since I'm like I'm a resident of Quebec, like it's super cheap, so there's that. But also like I get to do co-op and I get to work on a bunch of cool projects. Like my final project was actually something, it was a system that I had to build for like one of the departments in the college, and like it's like they actually like if COVID didn't happen, they actually would have used it. It would have like gone to production and sorry and everything, and it would have definitely like been something that would have been used in the real world. So it wouldn't have just been like, oh yeah, I did a project. Now it's kind of just on the back burner or whatever. I got my grade and that's it. Like I actually got to experience what it's like going from point zero, from having nothing to having a full blown system with a bunch of documentation. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a really cool option for those who are wondering.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like just really nice for you as well because you got like kind of a university preparation beforehand. So,
Mhm.
uh, you got more used to like what we're dealing with in our program currently. Back on to like
Exactly.
the topic before, the why we chose Carleton. You guys seem to have like done a lot of research beforehand, but when I was doing universities, there was only like a few schools that I paid attention to, and then I just applied to like a backup school, I guess.
Hmm.
And Carleton was my backup school, and I got into both of the other schools that I were like my main choices, but I didn't really want to go to them, U of T and Waterloo, because of what I had heard about like the environment at the schools. And I had applied to Carleton beforehand because I just heard a lot of good things from the students that I knew before who had gone there. For
Exactly, yeah. And like I'll be honest, like I kind of already knew that I would go to Carleton. Like even before I even started like stage up, I was like, yeah, when I go to university, I'm gonna go to Carleton because of like all the good things I heard about it, like I said. But I still like I applied to like some other universities, and I'll be honest, so um I actually accepted the offer for the U Ottawa, which is another university that I applied to. And I actually accepted the offer because they were offering me like a whole year off. But then I was like, I was kind of really sad like choosing it because I basically just like kind of I was forced to choose it in quotation marks because like I said, they were offering me a year off, which Carleton wasn't yet. But then after that, like I like once they like gave me the year, I was like, yeah, there's literally no way that I'm not gonna be going to Carleton. Like I'm for sure um I'm for sure going to Carleton. But yeah, and
Funny.
I
That's so funny. Wait, keep going. Sorry.
yeah, no, and well, yeah, but essentially that's what I want to say. Like, it's a choice that I had made like inherently in my mind, and like I knew for sure that I'm gonna come here. It's just that I think I was kind of just like looking at like different factors and like overthinking things a lot. And let me just say, like my summer was kind of stressful because I kept like thinking about like, oh, should I go here? Should I go there? What should I do? What do I do? What do I
yeah, I
not
think it was like that for
I,
everyone.
I feel like going to Carleton. I really want to go to Carleton, but then there's you Ottawa offering me a whole year, which Carleton isn't yet. But then afterwards, whatever, like things got sorted out, and I was like, yeah, there's like no question.
Did you also apply to like the CS program at Ottawa or like a different one?
No, same program. So I basically only applied to two universities, Carleton and U Ottawa, and I was kind of sad when I had to choose U Ottawa over it, but like it's essentially just the same one that I used. Same program that I applied to.
Like, why did you like choose CS then? Like for both of them?
Well, like I said, I kind of already knew that I'm gonna pursue a career in CS, so I'm like, I'm not gonna like change my whole career path like all of a sudden because it's something that I like doing. And, like when I completed stage up, I was like, this is something that's fun, and know that I want to do this like at least for the beginning and middle of my career, right? So I was like, that's definitely something I want to pursue. So like I,
Uh,
I knew that I'm gonna like stick with CS, which is why like I applied to CS in both schools, and I was like, if I don't get accepted to this, which I mean I was sure I would, but just in case, I was like, I'll just apply to another school in the same program because I do want to do that the same thing.
Yeah.
because it was like really different for me because I wanted to like apply to art schools. I want to apply to like math programs or like computer
Oh,
science ones,
I did
right?
not know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that either.
know.
Yeah.
um, Okay. Anyways, but something like my brother, right? He's like the biggest like tech person ever. I'm trying not to use the word nerd here, but I'll get to that, alright? Because like during my whole entire high school, like grade 10 to grade 11, right? I did not do good. I was not doing like getting good grades or anything. And then my brother really sat me down. He's like, Veronica, I know why you don't want to go into CS just because you don't have good marks right now, right? I'm like, no, that's not why, but it was so the reason why, right? And so something that like we did, right? It's like basically me scheming to get good grades to try to get myself in there. And I just want to let you know, you do not need the Asian six pack. Like you do not need 3 sciences, 2 maths, and an English. Well, you do need the English, but like you do not need three um like biology, chemistry, like all of that, physics. Oh, physics, like that word is just so gross. um I dropped out of chemistry twice, okay, and I took summer school English. You guys should all,
You
invest.
dropped out of grade 12 chemistry twice?
Yes, I did, Max. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
um,
Wait, what? Like
yeah,
how? Like,
it was my
you dropped out
guidance
and then you
counselor.
came back and you dropped out again? Like,
Yeah, because I was in the advanced one too. He put me in the advanced one. He thought like I'm doing you a favor.
Wait, what do you
My
mean the
counselor.
advanced one? Because there's only one grade
So
12 chemistry.
no, we have AP Chem.
Oh, you took. So, like, you got it. It was like the college credit one.
Yeah. So then
Okay.
I said like I don't want to do it, but he put me in there, so I dropped it, and then he put me into the normal one to try it out. I dropped it again, and I realized I don't even need it, all right, because I had this conversation with my brother, and I basically snugged myself in. It was actually great for me that like the end of the semester was all online, because easy peasy lemon squeezy,
Oh,
hmm
yeah,
and
yeah. You guys got
yeah.
lucky.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I finished high school before it went to online. I finished in
Yeah, same.
January.
I mean, I
So,
technically finished high school like 3 years ago, but
yeah. Honestly, like, I felt so cheated because I heard that people were getting just like 300% in all their classes.
yeah,
The
it because
work, right? But
So, like,
well,
for
yeah, but
context, if
not
anyone doesn't know, grade 12 high school, at the start of COVID, even now, I think, your grade couldn't go down. It could only go up. So, if you got 100% on, like, your first test or assignment, your grade would be 100% for the rest of the term. And that would be your final grade.
for our school, we still
wait,
had to like
no
hand stuff
way.
in.
Yeah, it was like that for some schools. For most
I did
public
Yeah.
not even
schools.
know that. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it was nuts. And I felt so
Okay.
cheated when I was hearing like my friends getting like hundreds, and I was like, damn, like I
Oh,
feel.
actually, that
No,
makes sense.
it feels so cheap though, cause I thought like I put so much work into like calculus, into like all my grade 12 credits, right? I put so much work into them, and I see these people just like sleeping through the entire class, who I know like aren't working as hard as me.
And
Yeah.
actually, that makes sense is because like I know that this was an issue like in the beginning of the semester. I heard a lot about it. They're saying that U Waterloo like the whole so many more people got like accepted because of this whole like thing
The
like everyone
inflation.
getting good grades, and they're like they couldn't like keep up, and so like they're like it's kind of bound to crash one day,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Everyone. I
so
mean, I think it already is crashing. Like, a lot of people are
yeah,
dropping
it
out.
is exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're saying kind of the like the quality of the education as well is kind of getting affected because of it
Yeah.
too, and I was like that's good.
So
Like
all the really really high like requirement programs in Canada, mainly at like University of Waterloo, like the programs that you need like above a 95 average to get into, they all accepted a bunch of students who had really really high grades, but they weren't really working for it because their grades weren't going down because of the whole COVID high school grading.
hmm
And the programs are kind of like crashing there right now, kind of
But it's
falling
like
apart.
you cheat your way in, right? And it's like I know they have really strict cheating like policies or whatnot, right? So I think it's like it's great that you got accepted, but it's their I would say it's their fault for like accepting it. Like for me, right? Like I knew there was like I could have like applied to so many other schools or whatnot that are like better, like I don't know, like McGill or something, right? And like even if I did get in, right? Like do I want to stay in? Because I've been hearing like about a lot of those things where it's like they've been accepting a lot more, and then people I know that are really really smart, right? Like they are like not doing good right now because they have such strict cheating laws like at Waterloo, right? It's been really difficult for them. Like I don't know, for first years at least, right? Like my brother goes there and he's like fourth year. He's already had that, right? He doesn't need to cheat no more. He's almost done. Like, but the first years they're not doing so good.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, someone actually pointed out in the like live episode chat, they said that the butterfly effect is like wild, and like it's true because like it started off with just like this guy just eating a bat or whatever, like whatever the cause was for this whole
And now there's so
pandemic,
many small little issues.
and then yeah, exactly, like it starts from that, and all of a sudden like you just have over acceptances at Waterloo, or like you have everyone on lockdown not even able to go to like a grocery store or something, you know, like
Yeah, yeah. So
it's
speaking about
crazy just how that
COVID
one little thing.
and first year, um, we're all first year students who never have experienced university outside of the global pandemic university, outside of the online university. So like,
Hmm.
what do you guys think is like different compared to like now versus like if we were to actually be on campus and like talking to
I
people in
mean,
person and going to
like
lectures?
I know we don't have like hackathons that are live, which we are having them all online or whatnot, right? But I feel like a lot, like you said, like butterfly effect or whatnot, right? And it kind of implies that they're all bad, right? But there were some good things. Like recently, I was in a channel the other day, and someone was talking to me about like VS Code Tinder. Like I think that's kind of funky. Like what? I've never heard of that, and I thought it was so interesting listening about it because they don't, it's like for developers basically,
Yeah.
and it, they didn't value like physical appearance as much as they do someone's like intelligence, because people do find intelligence like attractive, right? And I was watching a video today, right, by Ben Awad, and it was so funny. He was judging people off of things that I would not, I would have never thought people would have judged on it. It's like, oh, does she use dark theme? Like, does she understand what a pointer is? Like, do I need to unmatch? It was so funny.
Yeah, like that's true. But, like you do bring up a good point. Like there's a lot of like good parts about it too. Like I'm pretty sure because I'm in person, I'm like pretty antisocial. So like it's kind of like if I wasn't online, then I don't think I would have like met as many like people as I have. Like I don't think I would have like talked to you guys in the first place. But the fact that we were online, like I think that helped a lot with my social life too, because like I got to talk to a lot of more people and I was like less shy that I would
Yeah,
be in person. And
yeah,
so that's a kind of a good thing that about like not being on campus, I guess. But I definitely would have preferred being on campus over being online, just because how like tough I guess it is to to learn online and to kind of like just focus, and like I feel like we kind of had to shift our whole learning method just because of it.
yeah. I think that's so interesting though because like you'd think, I feel like there's two groups of people right now at our university, at probably most universities. The group of people who literally haven't met anyone at all since the start of the year, like the groups of
Hmm.
first years that literally have met no people, and then the people like us who have met like way more people than we would have met if we were there in person. Because
Yeah.
we're on a bunch of different servers, we talk to a bunch of different people in voice channels all the time. Like I'd say on a daily basis, I talk to like 20, 30 different people, and like I don't think that would have been very realistic in real life.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
Even more.
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, because
Um,
like what like exactly, like if like I was saying, like a lot of, I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that I've met like are not, wouldn't be as social, or like even be like just like introduce themselves. Like if I walk across them in the hall, I probably wouldn't have even said hi. I would have been like, oh yeah, like I know you're in my
Yeah,
class,
yeah,
right? But like just the fact that like we're always like on call and stuff, and like we kind of easy to just like just initiate a conversation. I think it made it much easier to find friends and
yeah.
stuff.
I also feel like we're a lot more involved in each other's lives than we would have been otherwise because there's
For
kind of
sure.
less of like a filter when we're online. We can kind of say whatever
Exactly.
we want. We're
yes,
not like in person, you
definitely.
know? Like if there's an awkward silence, you can just leave the call or like and like everyone just forgets about it, you know? So
Hmm.
Yeah,
like yeah, I feel like we're also kind of living through everything together. Like we're always constantly in calls together. Like whenever we feel like shit, whenever like shit hits the fan, whenever there's a bad test, a bad final, a bad midterm, we're all on the call together, like talking about it, just sitting in there for like 9 hours. You know, like we're
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
there for each other all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
like, for me, I like before COVID or whatever, right? I had like a week, a day where I would, I don't know, go have like play frisbee, like ultimate frisbee, and that would help me like stay focused with school, like doing chores and whatnot. Right? But, like the people who like don't talk to anyone, like I wonder where they get like their motivation from. Like for me, I had to change like a whole 360. And you, like me, I like being surrounded by good people. Right? That
Mm-hmm.
helps me get up every day and not lay in my bed till 2 p.m. All right, even though I did that today because it's a break. All right, today's a break. But yeah, like how did you guys like adapt? I know we're really good at that.
Ooh, I mean, like I have been very used to using like the internet, computers in general, my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought like how hard it would be to like do stuff online until now. Cause like I've always felt like online is where I'm the most comfortable. But the second that online school started for me, um, I felt like it was like one of the most difficult things I've had to deal with in my life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like the whole aspect of kind of just teaching yourself everything, like there's no like a everything is extremely self-managed, even more so than it would be if we were at university. um, we're given tons and tons of lectures, and we're told do it within this week, do it within this week, do it within this week. And you have 5 different classes where you have like maybe over 20 lectures to watch for each of the classes. And it's kind of hard to manage where all of that is. You're not sure if you should be like grinding one class or like another class, or if you should be balancing it all out. And I don't know. I just found it extremely difficult. I always found it like it'd be coming up to a test, and I'll realize I haven't watched like 10 or like 5 or 10 lectures for this one class, and I'd just watch it
Mm-hmm.
all in like one night, and then I'd be extremely burnt out. And then on top of that, we have tests and assignments that we have to deal with. It seems a little bit overwhelming, at least at first, and probably even still when we go into the next term.
Yeah,
But
I kind of want to
in,
like touch on one point that you kind of mentioned when you're talking about like online learning and stuff. Like, I kind of had the same opinion as you when this whole thing started. I was like, I think I'm going to be super comfortable learning online because I'm going to be in the comfort of my own home and I don't have to like wake up at like 6 a.m. just so I can get ready, take the bus, and go to school and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's super cool that I get to like stay in my pajamas and just like just like log in and just attend a class, then do whatever I want, right? But then like it it turned out to be something like much worse because first of all, like I felt like I felt myself lose motivation of like studying and like doing assignments and stuff. And just I feel like it kind of added on to the workload because like usually when you go to school, like I don't know for you guys, but like for me, when I go to school, like I don't really count class hours as part of like the time I spend on a class because
yeah.
that's kind of like okay, that's just kind of something that I have to do. But like when you're learning online, I feel like everything just kind of like
Feels like homework.
blends in together. Like yeah, like, everything's work. Like
Yeah,
going to
everything is
class is
work.
work. Like
Yeah,
reading something about the class is work, and then doing the assignment is work. It's like I'm doing 10 times as much work just because like realistically, I perhaps might be spending the same amount of time as I would like if I was going to school, but it just feels like it's much more work, and I
yeah,
lose motivation, and then it gets longer and stuff. And I guess it's just like a vicious circle
yeah.
that
So
this people
I
are
have
doing.
kind of
I
like
don't know.
a thought about it though. It's kind of like when you go to class, like you're not really like uh putting yourself in like mental solitude, but when you're like doing homework, like you're alone, you can have people distracting you, right? But when you're in class, like in a physical class, like watching a lecture or something, you can be distracted by people around you. Like it's not that big of a deal. So now we have like an extra 2 hours, given how long your lectures are, of just like where you need to be hyper focused, you know? So it's just extra
Exactly.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
like I like for me especially, like it's always been an issue kind of to like I always prefer like doing my assignments and stuff at home, but like it's always been an issue of like hyper focusing on just my work. But now adding on to the fact that like I have to even go to class at home, and like adding on to the fact that I can't like focus as well, kind of just like ruins it. I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
but for me, I really like having like these mini tasks that seem like work, like oh, reading a syllabus or like reading chapters 1 to like 9 or whatever. I like having that task, it's like these little tasks that I accomplish every day. I actually prefer that more. Like I know you guys say like it feels like a lot more work, but for me that's like my favorite type of work. And like you guys said it's kind of hard to like focus or whatever, right? And for me something that if I'm waking up really early, like I can't wake up early to like work out or anything. I can wake up early to like watch a lecture because what I do is I make food in the morning, right? And it doesn't have to be like I don't make avocado toast. No, I don't make pancakes or like eggs or whatever. I make pizza pockets, hash browns, like carrots. Like it's just things I can just nibble on while I'm watching, right? Or what I did was probably not that safe, but during COVID, right, they had like some laws at the library where you had to be like 6 feet apart, or whatever. But I like going there. You know what I mean? Like I got so much work done in that period and it didn't feel like work. It just felt like me hanging out at the library.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. The library is definitely very useful.
Yeah, and okay, but I'll be honest though, I don't think I've ever like used in quotation marks a library in my life.
Wait,
Like,
really? You
No,
should actually try it though.
no,
You go
no,
there, everyone's quiet,
no.
everyone's working. Like it's such a vibe for just work. Like, you grind when you're there, and you don't even
Okay,
notice it.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. My brother told me that he stays in the library for 9 hours a day, and I didn't understand that. I thought that was complete bullshit, right? But I'm telling you right now, you know me, right? I can barely sit in my seat for like more than 5 minutes, right? But when I go to the library, right, like my house, I don't know if it's the same as you, but it's like kind of like rowdy, or like the silence isn't a good type of silence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like my desk is crazy messy, or no, artistically messy, right? But when I go to the library, it's like everyone's clean, right? And so
mhm,
you look outside and it's like nice. Like I like my library has like a nice scene of like the clouds, the roads, like the pretty lights when it goes to like 6 o'clock. And like for me that is just amazing. I'm surrounded with people who are working really hard. Like I can like sometimes you bring in a little snack, right? I'm not saying you should, but sometimes you bring in a little snack, right? And it's like yeah, I'm just chilling with you guys. We don't know each other, but we are chilling right now. It's like being on a call with someone, but you're not talking, you're just working. That is
Yeah.
so awesome.
Oh, I know what you mean so much when you go to the library with someone and they're just there and you feel comfortable because someone is there with you, like sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother, that's how we spend our time, awkwardly sitting beside each other, working at the library, asking us, "Hey, can you watch my stuff when I go to the washroom?" That's us.
Yeah, I mean, so that's how I feel like Discord calls right now are like on Discord servers. Like, I feel like I'll constantly find myself just in a call with another person and we're both just completely dead silent for like a few hours. And I just feel like more comfortable because I'm not alone anymore. And I kind of have this sense of like perpetual loneliness, like in the past like 6 months. Because like I'm not really talking to anyone. I'm constantly alone at my computer. I'm either working or playing video games. Um, Low social interaction, so it just feels more comfortable when there's someone else there. You know? Does anyone else?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I know like we used to play like Connect Four on like Club Penguin, right? And I feel like I don't know, it's just kind of comforting. Sometimes you're like doing stuff, right? Like all day. Maybe you haven't done anything, right? But Connect Four really starts my day. Sometimes I have to eat Skittles during class. It really starts my day. Even if it's 9 a.m., you know what I mean? Um yeah, and I like showing you guys what I do too. I feel like that's also a part that I really like about onlineness, right? It's like I can show a picture of like what I'm eating, what I'm doing, what socks I'm wearing, and it feels kind of like you guys saw it in my room. I know, I really like that.
Mm.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess I still have to experience that library
Oh,
library fun.
Addie.
Dude,
Wait,
when you come to Carleton, the Carleton Library is so nice. I don't know if it's open anymore, but I think in the start of the term I'd go there like every day and just like chill
wait,
there
hold on.
on my phone.
Uh, Addie, have you been to game cafes? Because I know me and Max have both been, and
Oh,
it's so nice. It's like one of my favorite places to go to.
A
this
game
was our
cafe?
plan. This was our plan. Me and Veronica were saying like when COVID's over, we're gonna go to a game cafe. There's one in Toronto called Snakes and Lattes, and they basically just have like a bunch of cafe food, like coffee, hot chocolate, like sandwiches, whatever you want, like iced tea, and there's just a ton of board games, like hundreds and
Oh,
hundreds of
board
board
games.
games.
Okay, yeah. There's the super nice one in Ottawa too. It's called Waft. Like their stuff is super fun. They have like so many board games, and like they have like they have like video games too, and they have this whole like library of a bunch of video games.
Yeah, I think
And
Forrest was
and
telling me about that.
and
Yeah.
the food there
Oh yeah.
is really good too. I mean, it's kind of expensive, but I mean, like which one isn't for a game cafe?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
you know,
yeah.
there's this one in Toronto called Omixscape, right? It's basically like a game cafe attached to like an escape room. So you get and they have consoles, right? So it's like an elevated like game cafe. So after you go to the escape room, they give you a pass for like a free frozen yogurt, and then you can play like Mario Kart. You can play board games, anything you want. It's big, and then yeah, I love that place.
Wait,
It's
where is
cheap.
this? Is this the one in the city in Toronto?
It's in. I think it's in downtown Markham, Mississauga, or Mississauga. I don't know.
There's one
But
in
it's called.
downtown. There's one in downtown Toronto that is exactly what you're describing.
Wait, is it called Omixscape? I know, like it's a franchise. I think.
It might be. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
right
'cause
next to my
those-
school. We used to go there sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. But like, I think like we kind of do it okay online. Like, I know sometimes we plan with our like whole entire Discord channel, like game nights. Like, I love playing code names, like Spyfall, like Secret Artists or whatnot.
Yeah, we should
Like,
play
we've
some
done a
Spyfall
lot.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
gamers
should
are-
definitely do that.
yeah.
Yeah, and like remember like for Christmas we did Secret Santa online? That was crazy. I
Mhm.
love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That
I
was very
mean,
fun.
so like with the secret, we did a Secret Santa online, and with that, there was a few problems. I mean, I kind of expected there to be problems given how the whole thing was going down. Like I had Addie as my gift person, and I'm not even sure if your gift has even gotten there yet. But
I still haven't got my gift.
but I got an email saying that it got shipped, so it's probably gonna be there soon. So it was
Okay.
all supposed to come before like the 25th, but like when you're ordering online during COVID, especially, things are kind of like wonky. Like it'll say, "Oh, it'll come in 3 days to 5 days,"
That's
but then,
true.
nope.
Yeah, I was kind of confused. I'm
But
like, huh? You said you ordered it like 3 4 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
still no sign of it. All right.
Yeah, I
It's
actually
okay.
I got a
It's
coding
okay.
I got a coding book for my Secret Santa from a friend of ours, Forrest.
oh,
Mm.
I got Copic markers. Ah, it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
you just put your link. Like we had like a whole doc of like the person's address. Like of course we made it safe. We're not gonna show you it or anything. But we had like a whole doc with like 3 items. Like I don't know, wish list, and then the addresses and whatnot. And most of them came. Only 3 did not come. Wait, I think one of them got it though. Right, that was missing one.
Yeah.
I think that one of the people it like recently just came. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because something else that like we did.
I don't
It
want to
was-
like
it
say their
wasn't-
name.
Yeah.
Like I know Addie orchestrated this thing called like what was it, like the trivia thing about
Trivia
each
night,
person.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was so fun. Like we had like a Zoom call, and then we didn't open our presents, or most of us didn't open our presents until like the day that we had like our Christmas party, I guess, online. And I thought that was so fun.
Yeah,
Like
Trivia Night was the best. That was really fun. So,
Oh, yeah.
basically what we did for Trivia Night is that I sent like a Google form for everyone in the group, and then they all answered with like whatever they want to answer. Like the questions were like questions about the person themselves. So like, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite number? The last concert you went to, the first album that you bought, things like that. And then after that, like we kind of just like all like Veronica said, got on a Zoom call together on camera, and like we all like wrote our answers on whiteboards and like showed the camera like, hey, this is this is are you is this the answer? Is this like what is this person's favorite song? What is this person's favorite color?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really fun.
On
And then
top
after
of
that, we
it.
opened a Secret Santa gift. Like people are guessing who they had. And yeah, it's definitely something I want to do again.
yes.
Yeah, and
So for context, I don't know if we said anything, but we have like a giant study group that we made from like the beginning of our first term from a bunch of people in our class.
Mhm.
And we've just talked. Everyone in that server's talked for like the past like 4 months, 5 months. so we've all kind of come to know each other.
Yeah, and something surprising, right, was that we didn't see each other. Like we didn't always have like video cameras on all the time when we were just like talking randomly. But this time I write like this I started this blog on like dev.to and like Medium or whatnot, right? And then I asked, can I take your pictures or like a screenshot, I guess, of us all in the chat because this was like the first time I saw every single person's face in one call. That was like actually meeting them in person. Like even the people who don't even have like profile pictures or whatnot, like they were there. They were there. And you didn't use your mic if you couldn't use it because we did this thing where we had like a like the trivia was basically like us using like making whiteboards, I guess, or like typing in our answers, right? And I thought that was so fun, right? And yeah, I got to see everyone, and ha, you haven't, unless you read my blog.
Yeah, it like I think it was also a very good way to like kind of stay like I guess stay sane because like we were saying like just uh online school I think was pretty brutal for like especially for those who were like just started university with that and so like just having these like little game nights or like trivia nights the Secret Santa was a good way to kind of like keep sane and just have like bits of happiness here and there so it's not just like just a grinding school and secretly dying inside um
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Like something, I don't know if you guys have been talking to like the upper years or whatever, right? But like in our Discord chat, we also have like people who are like not first years basically, right? And I love talking to them. Like if you guys are in university and you haven't talked to them or they're like not nice, find the nice ones and you can talk to them. They're so awesome. They literally like yesterday I was like on a call for like 4 hours like doing these weird coding exercises with like this weird language I've never learned. It's called Rust. But I've never done that. I would have never ever done that. Like I got introduced to like game jams, to like writing blogs. I would have never thought of doing that, but I love that. And then it's so easy to talk to people or like when we have like the our club like CS club, right, has like those big game nights, it's so approachable to talk to them, especially if you have good ideas. Like the other day I talked to another upper year. She like I had a great idea that I wanted to introduce to the CCSS, like our computer science Discord, and she was like, "Yes, I love it." She's encouraging. Thing about this school is so good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that kind of comes back to like the reason we like in the beginning, like we were talking about the reason it became the Carlton because of the friendly environment. Like this is exactly what that is, right? Like just everyone is like much more welcoming and just like yeah, like I definitely do not regret my choice coming here.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're picking your university because you're not really sure, like, how you're. I mean, people might not consider it when they're going in, but the social environment that you end up in is a very important part to how well you're going to succeed.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of also like brings me back to my point of like the good parts of like the whole butterfly effect with the person eating the bat or however it started. Like sure there was a lot of like bad things that happened and like it wasn't the easiest year like by far, but there's a lot of good things that came out of it too. And I'm definitely thankful for those things.
Yeah, me too. Like the other day I was talking to a friend who goes to a different school and I was like, "Hey, do you guys like have game nights?" And they're like, "Yes, but I don't like going there because they always talk about marks. All they do is talk about marks. Like the only time we talk about marks is after we've done like an exam or something like where we don't even know the marks, right? And like if we feel comfortable, right? The best thing about online is there are no awkward pauses unless they like ping you, right? And they're like, "Hey, Addie, what did you get?" Right? But surprisingly, we're not like that. And okay, so me and Addie were in a group project for one of our computer science courses, right? I thought like okay, most people would have thought like um group projects online would be horrible, right? We were so organized, like we had meetings. I was gonna cry my tears like out. We had like a whole setup, you know what I mean? And I feel like that was an experience, like a whole new experience for me too. So we're gonna add that to the positive list, all right? If you
Yeah,
want to add
it was
anything else,
like a learning experience, like especially because like I don't know, I felt like I um learned how to like manage like a group a bit better. I feel like everyone did, like, because you kind of everyone did their own part to help the situation be like less chaotic. Because when it's online, it's hard to manage people, right?
For
I
sure.
felt
Yeah.
like everyone was just like really like vibing with each other. You know, like the whole situation was just kind of. I've had a
Is
lot
that
of like online meetings with people, and it's always been extremely chaotic. And I feel like in this group, it's the only time that we've had like group projects in my life that were like over phone online that weren't like completely useless.
exactly? And
Yeah.
also like I think like like everyone in our group especially is like has a lot of maturity in the sense that like it's not just like, oh, I want to be part of your group because I want to get a good grade and just kind of just kind of like ride on people's back, right? But everyone kind of just like wanted to do their part, and they're like, yes, like I'm gonna do this. I was told to do this. I'm gonna do this, and go like even beyond what was expected. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And like I feel like something that I do personally, right? It's like I like to track down all like my milestones or like progress I do throughout like for the last 2 years, right? I've been doing that, right? Because I feel like when you're online and people are like just sharing their marks and like you don't know how much work they're putting into like studying or whatnot because it's all online, right? Like we tend to compare ourselves, right? And like for me, I can't say I'm like I was super equipped going into like CS. Like I told you, I wanted to be an art major at one point. But what I do is that I don't. I feel like if you have your progress right, then the only person that you can compare yourself to is yourself, right? And it should be like that. So that's something that I
Yeah.
learned to do and it's been really well right now because you just want to say like you know what I'm gonna drop out because I'm not as good as this person. I got this mark on this exam. Like yeah, for me it's just so much better when you track your progress, compare yourself to only yourself, and that's it.
I mean,
and
so I think a lot of people might have also had like a similar experience to what happened to me in our program because I came into university into CS without having any coding experience prior, and that's like not uncommon, but there are a lot of people in CS who already have a lot of experience in coding, right?
Hmm.
Um, Especially in the class that we were in, a lot of people were already way ahead of me from the beginning. So I felt like in the first like month of class, in like the coding classes, I felt extremely demotivated because people seemed to find like the tasks that I found extremely difficult, like very easy, and I felt kind of stupid. Um,
oh, yeah.
yeah, but I feel like after like 2 or 3 weeks, when I got like the practice in, all of those tasks that were like easy for everyone else in the beginning, they became really easy to me, and then I found like I was like, oh, like it's just like normal, like I'm just progressing at like a normal rate, I guess, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
it's just
like
I didn't have the experience yet.
and I think yeah, like that kind of like I want to like kind of bring up a point about like imposter syndrome, and I think it's like something it's a huge issue with CS students especially. Like I know for me and like some of my friends too. Like when I started in stage up, I was like I don't like I feel like I don't belong here, right? Because I was like I feel like everyone is better than me, and because like I just hear people talking about a bunch of stuff about like computers and that like I'll be honest, I still don't even fully know. I'll be like, okay, like what are you even talking about? Like do I even know? Do I know enough to be like um to be in part of this like this this program, right? And like sometimes I think to myself, like when I apply to a job, I'd be like, okay, like why would they choose me over this one guy who knows all about this stuff? And I think like being in like the so just for context, we were all like in an advanced CS class, and I think being in that advanced CS class definitely did not help with that feeling.
Yeah, everyone seemed
Um
like extremely smart, like in the class, and
and yeah, exactly. And like I think but I think like once like we finished it, like that's when you understood like okay, no, like you're still good. You're still like you're not you deserve like what you got, you know what I mean? Like
mm,
Yeah, and
y-
something I wanted to ask Max before like we close up, right? Max, did you I know you told me like a few weeks ago like that you were planning on maybe switching like programs or majors, right? Like do you still feel like that right now?
um, I'm not sure. Uh, The thing is, I might just I think that I'm probably gonna finish a CS degree at some point in my life either way. So like I might just continue with it now, but I really like. I've only done CS for like 3 months, right? I think I've like gotten extremely like I don't think I've ever gotten interested in like such like a complex topic like so quickly. Um, but I really want to see how next term goes before I like make up my mind. You know, like I don't really like to like I don't want to say that I want to switch, and I don't want to say that I don't want to switch because I feel like I'm putting like restrictions on myself that like I don't want to put, but just by saying it. So like I guess we'll see how the next few months go. But I know for a fact like for like the next like 4 years, 5 years, I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of coding no matter where I am.
Okay, that's interesting because for me, I know like people say, "Yo, congratulations, you just got into university. That's great, right?" But then they don't really congratulate you like for staying in the program. You know what I mean? It's like we we celebrate getting in
It's
and like
way
finishing.
harder. It's way
It
harder to keep
is.
going. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's way
Yeah.
harder to
I'm
stay
not
in than it
dropping
is to get in.
I got like pretty good grades this term. Like I'm not dropping out. Like I'm not. If I do switch majors, I'm not switching majors because this program is like too difficult. Um, but like it would just be like sort of like a passion switch, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm pretty sure like I've heard this from a lot of like people who actually like coding and stuff. Whenever like they switch out of like a CS program, it's never because they lack the passion for CS or they don't
Oh
like coding
yeah,
and stuff.
because you can do
It's more just
anything with it. You know, it's like such an
exactly, yeah, like
important. Yeah,
you feel like super dare I say powerful
yeah.
with
It's such a useful
with
creative
coding.
outlet.
Exactly. Yeah, and because you just see like your what you just wrote, like the whole thing that you just wrote, now it's running into a like fully working program, right? Like you can do stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling the computer what to do and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, I think this would be a good point to wrap up because we did go over the 30-minute mark.
Oh, we did.
Uh, yeah,
um.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm very happy that I chose Carleton. I'm very happy that I chose this program. I'm very happy that I met the people that I did. I don't regret anything, no matter where I end up. That's kind of like my conclusion to that last conversation.
hmm definitely same here. Yeah, like and I definitely do not regret try like doing this podcast, to be honest. Like it's definitely something that
Yeah,
I
I'm
would want
excited
to.
to see where it goes. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah,
this first episode so far.
yeah. And I'm hoping the live listeners and the ones listening on YouTube definitely enjoy this too.
I'm glad you guys all watched, maybe only 10 minutes, but, and you're probably not going to hear this, however, thank you. We hope that through the times of the pandemic, right, like you kind of enjoy like the 40 minutes of listening to us like ramble.
Mhm.
Um, feel free to come again next time, and yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you everyone. Thank you for
later.
listening. And if you made it this far, like just thank you for your support.
Everyone who's here live, thank you.
hmm
All of our study group members who showed up for us.
shout out boot beep boop.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.